Hey. Okay. I think we're live. I think everything's working. If it's not, you'll let me know, and that'll be great. Great for us. Um, yeah. It's been one hell of a week. One hell of a week. What we're gonna do today is install Omarchy and Arch actually, because we gotta install Arch first and then Omarchy. My setup today is unbelievably scuffed. I don't really stream a lot, and when I do, it's basically just me, screen, or two heads or something like that. So I had to do some kind of stupid stuff to be able to get my PC coming in through here. I wish I had a camera that I could show you just how scuffed this whole setup is. I don't, so we're just gonna go. We're just gonna go with it. Okay, so let me just run through things and make sure that everything works the way that it should, or the way that I expect it to. So we have a view here that has my Mac screen, which we'll use for all of the instructions. And my head's still on this one. And I think we have a sound cuts out. Okay, can you hear me now? Am I back in? If I go, if I do that, hopefully I'm back in now. And we still get this. No? What about now? Am I back in if I put myself on screen? This is so stupid. Yes. And then one last sound is back. Okay. Now what if I solo this? Are we screwed? Hopefully not. Just let me know if it dropped again. So anyway, all good. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna have to finagle with this. This is okay, cool. Okay. So hopefully this all works. I may have to let me know if we drop. But yeah, thank you for your help in debugging that. Okay, so let's first let's talk for a second about let's see, add this to the stage. Okay, so let's talk for a second about kind of like what my goal is with this. I'm coming from nixOS. I've been using oh, thanks. Yeah, little work OS Laravel sponsor shirt. Yeah, pretty great. I love it. Okay, so I've been, I don't know, probably this is before, this is like, I mean, I grew up in the era of computers, right? And this is before I was like a programmer. I'd like built some websites, etc. And I was doing wedding photography at the time. And so I was, kind of like half and half. I, worked for my father's company. We were importing and exporting goods. I was doing bookkeeping and kind of building our website. This was a long time ago. This is like, I don't know, 18 plus years ago. And I was shooting this wedding, and it was, and I remember they were having a ton of AV problems because the groom was a Linux user, and anything that involved AV, they wanted to show a video, or they wanted to play audio or whatever. It was all coming off of his computer, and they just had a hell of a time because they're using Linux and whatever, just classic Linux memes, not being able to get audio to work. And I remember then kind of being attracted to this notion, I guess, of free software, this idea that this person owned their computer enough to just fail hysterically at a very important event in their life. And like no one seemed to care. It was kind of like everyone was laughing it off because they know that this person's like a huge Linux nerd. So that was kind of the moment that like Linux like kind of latched into my brain. Um, Ever since then, I've used a Mac almost my entire life, definitely my whole, professional career. Um, and I've just really started to just kind of hate it. It doesn't feel like my hardware, especially with window management. That's something that I've always used, like various pieces of software to kind of build into my workflow, and they always end up being broken by some update, some security update, or um, Apple introduces some new window management stuff that sucks, and it breaks maybe like keyboard shortcuts, and I have to unbind those and all that stuff. And so I'm just like finding myself like more and more irritated with the way Mac OS works. Yeah. So anyway, I see this Omarchy stuff come up, and I'm just like very, very fascinated because I'm a big fan of all the work that 37 Signals has done. I spent 10 years building Rails apps, um, and so that kind of like user experience that they or developer experience that they focus on is something that I have benefited from. And yeah, it just looks interesting to me. It has all of the kind of interesting technologies that I would want to use, and it's kind of pre-set up. I found that with Nix, I was having a hard time because I kept like brushing up against the reproducibility, which I have a reproducible Mac setup. It's very nice. I thought I wanted that in Nix, but it was chafing in terms of like my experimentation with this new platform. So I'm excited to try Arch, try Omarchy, get into it, and then kind of like customize from there. Get like a nice like base setup, and then customize from there. Okay, so that's it. That's where we're at. Let's see. Okay, cool. So let's dive into it. I am going to just kind of go through. And again, sorry that I have such a scuff setup. I'm looking in the looking in the wrong direction and everything. But we're just going to go through this. So if you want to follow along, you absolutely can. I'm going to go pretty slow. I hope to answer and showcase questions as they come up. You should be able to follow along if you are ready to go. But we'll just kind of go through this step by step. Okay, so Omarchy is an omakase remix of Arch Linux using the tiling window manager, Hyperland. It ships with just about everything a modern software developer needs to be productive immediately. That's everything from NeoVim, by the way, to Spotify, Chromium, to Type Aura, which I don't know, and Alacrity to LibreOffice. Hell, even Zoom is in there. Okay, so this is nice. I can get a system out of the box. It's not just a grab bag of pre-installed packages, though. It's a complete system designed with both aesthetic and productivity in mind, because a beautiful system is a motivating system, and productivity has always been downstream of motivation. I assume this goes to, DHH blog post. It's true that developing an eye for beauty, for the beauty of a TUI heavy theme delighted tiling window managed system like Omarchy can be an acquired taste. But that's why you're here, isn't it? To experience something a little outside of your comfort zone, to embark on a little bit of adventure into a new way of working with computers. I hope so. Omarchy isn't like Windows, and it's not like macOS either. It's not trying to be as familiar as possible. It's trying to be beautiful and better. Embrace the Linuxness of it all, manually editing some config files, sure, heavy on the terminal, definitely. Let's get started with the basics. Okay, I love these online books, by the way. This is one of my favorite formats. Okay, let's see. Omarchy runs on Arch Linux, so you must install that first. This will happen. Let's see. This will wipe everything on your drive you're going to use, so ensure you have a backup. There isn't any dual boot option either, since that's incompatible with disk encryption. This is a clean sweep install process. Okay, so a couple things that I'm interested in right off the bat. And if you have, I'm just going to throw out these questions, and if you have answers for me, that's great. We can just answer them right away, or I may have kind of continued questions. So the dual boot thing, I assume this means same drive dual boot. Um, right now, I have multiple sticks set up in my PC. Again, I wish I could show you a picture of the PC. I'll just describe it right now. It's in like a mid tower. It's a Intel 11900K processor and a NVIDIA G4 or RTX 3080 Founders Edition. That's pretty much it. But it has a bunch of slots that I can run for SSDs and NVMe's. So I had two of them in there. Let's see. Do this while I'm describing things. So I had two of them in there. I have a Windows SSD and a Nix Linux one. So I think theoretically I should be able to still dual boot with those on separate drives. I don't know if that's the case, but I have been doing that with Nix. I'd like to continue doing that just because some of the games I like to play are not well supported on Linux. I know a lot of them are, but I don't know. I like to play Destiny and just like shooting aliens with some friends, and that is like not supported well. So let's get into this. Okay, so now a handful of instructions. So if you want to download Arch, I already made an ISO I already flashed a USB with an ISO. The instructions are, you can go to Arch Linux. You can just Google like downloads or something like that. I downloaded the tool that they recommended as well. This is this guy right here. What's it called? Bellina Etcher. So what I did was I downloaded. I went to one of these mirrors. I downloaded. Went to. Where's USA? Good Lord. United Kingdom, United States. I think I went to this. I think I went to Arizona EDU. I just downloaded this guy right here, x86 64. Downloaded that one, and then I didn't know exactly how to. If you go to where was I? The instructions on the Linux page, they give you some system instructions on how to validate it using either SQ or GPG. I didn't have either of those on my Mac, so I threw the instructions into Warp, which is one of my favorite tools for if I don't know what I'm doing. But I need to do it inside of a terminal. It's one of my favorite tools for that. So I just have a free account, and it's plenty for the handful of times that I don't know what I'm doing here. And so I just pasted in the instructions. Let's see. Not sure if it shows. Yeah, here we go. So I just pasted in the instructions and said, hey, I need to do a checksum on this build. I don't have any of these tools that it's suggesting on my Mac. So how can I do it with the available tools of MD5 or SHASUM? And it kind of just ran through the process for me, found the files, found the downloaded checksum files that I had done, and gave me the A-OK. So I then just put that thing on. I used the Bellina Etcher to create a flash drive, and now that is in this physical machine. So that's that. Yo, what's up, Anthony? How's it going? Good to see you. Are you already set up with this stuff, or are you joining me in real time? Okay, cool. So that is like, I'm gonna have to end up switching between these screens a lot, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So we have a little bit of work cut out for us. So we've done this. I was able to do it on a Mac, which is great. Um, if you're on Wi-Fi, I'm not. I'm connected, so that won't be a problem. So we need to boot from this and then run the Arch install command, and it should run us through all of these options. So let's get to that. I'm going to switch this view again. Okay, so hopefully, if the sound disappears again, let me know. But hopefully, you can still hear me. Okay, so we got this. As I mentioned, I think yeah. So I have an i9 11900K. I don't know if it shows the GPU in here, but yeah. So this is what we got. I have already booted into our BIOS using what is it, F2? I think I have a ROG board, as evidenced by the logo here. And then I think what I can do is I can just go into easy mode. These drives are not physically in here anymore, so I'm not sure why it's still registering those, but I'm just going to go into boot menu and I'm going to select this SanDisk 16 gigabyte drive with the ISO on there. And let's see, Arch Linux install medium with speech. I don't care. I assume that's something that I can change later. Awesome. Thank you. Oh, shoot. Thank you, Florian, for confirming that. All right. So it's just doing this thing. This is a very old drive, so it's doing it very slowly, but it is what it is. Doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, cool. So right now we have, I don't have a mouse right now, so I can't really like visually highlight things. But we have, what is it? Arch Linux 6.1.15. And yeah, so we don't need to connect to Wi-Fi because we're connected physically to our router. And I think we can just run arch install is the command. Okay, cool. Now this is where it's going to get a little bit hairy. So I think I need to bring a few things up, and we'll see what the best layout is for this. No layout is good for this. All right. So sadly, I don't have a good layout for this, but it'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna go through the install instructions. These are on my Mac right now, and we'll just kind of select all of these. So let's see. Arch language is English. I may have pre-selected these. I kind of started this process last night and stopped because I wanted to do it together with you all. Okay, locales US, that's fine. Mirrors and repositories. Okay, so we do have a mirrors and repositories section. So we're going to select. We're loading the mirrors. I'm going to go down to United States, presumably. LNP QRS, United States. Add custom servers. I don't see any instructions for that, so we're going to say back. Disk configuration, partitioning. We'll say use best effort, default partitioning layout. And we'll use this Lexer drive, which is my Linux disk. And what is this going to be? Default select disk. I don't feel like I thought I saw something about BRTFS, but maybe not. B or BTRFS. Yes. Okay. So for the disk, we want BTRFS. Would you like to use BTRFS subvolumes by default? Yes. Would you like to use compression? Yes. Okay. Now, disk encryption. Okay, so LVM, I don't know what that is. Disk encryption, no disk encryption type. LUKS. Yep. Okay. Encryption password. Typing it very slowly and strategically on this keyboard that has home row mods. Oh. Okay. It matches. Okay, good. Okay, let's see. Okay, encryption password. Now this is actually kind of where I stopped yesterday when I was kind of starting to set it up, because I was getting conflicting information because I had additional drives in there, which is why I physically removed them. So it was giving me options that I didn't understand based on these instructions. So removing those additional drives has been helpful already. In making sure, in only providing me the options that I see on here. So worth noting if you have additional NVMe's or SSDs or H hard drives. I think that's all that we have in this section. Yeah, primary. Okay, so we're selecting the one. It doesn't say anything about HMS, I don't think. Back. Okay, swap. Do we see anything about swap? No. Bootloader, system D. I assume these are kind of in order. Yeah, okay. So everything else should be fine. Host name. What should we call this? Yeah, I don't know what we should call this. Stupid. I hate that joke so much. I think the by the way meme is so fucking dumb. Whatever. I'm just gonna brace it like everybody else. Call it cool stuff. Okay. Authentication, root password, set yours. Interesting. So this is different than the disk encryption password. I don't know if it needs to be different, but it's gonna be the same for now. Okay, user account. Add a user account. Super user, yes. Confirm, exit. User account. Add a user. Chan. So many passwords. Okay. Should Chan be super user? Yes, obviously. Duh. Okay, true groups. I'm not in any groups. I don't see any instructions about groups. So we're gonna confirm and exit. Perfect. Let's see. Applications, audio, Pipewire. Interesting. Okay. Network configuration, copy ISO network config. Copy ISO. Okay. Whew. Additional packages. Loading additional packages. Add wget to the filter list. Wait, can I go backwards? Yes. Backwards to W. Oh my gosh, so many packages. Oh, I can type / wget. There we go. I see what it's saying. Okay, cool. Perfect. Thank you. Yes. Type / wget. Yes. Right there. And I didn't do it. Yes. Okay, cool. Perfect. Okay. Type / wget. Time zone. Ooh, no, I should change my time zone. Let's US Pacific. Okay. Okay. Save configuration. I think I can just install, right? Yeah, let's install. The specified, okay, so specified configuration will be applied. Would you like to continue? Yes. Okay. So that's going to be doing some things. It's formatting my drive, etc. Okay, so that's going to be, so it's creating partitions, etc., blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Let's go back to the instructions while it's doing its thing. Okay, so beware that you must set up disk encryption to use Omarchy as designed. The setup relies exclusively on disk encryption to secure your device, as it'll auto log in the user after the disk has been decrypted at boot. Okay, nice. That's nice. Just know that this encryption setup won't allow you to enter your password from a Bluetooth keyboard at startup. Just like you can't. Okay, yep, that's fine. I don't have a Bluetooth keyboard, or I'm not using one with this machine. Using a ZSA Voyager, by the way. CSA Voyager is what I got connected to this thing. I'm using home row mods. I've very much overdone it with this thing. Actually, yeah, whatever. Maybe I'll show my keyboard layout in a second. It's absolutely insane. Here's what the disk encryption setup should look like. You need to pick. Okay, so I think we got through all that. If any of this is new to you, I recommend this video tour on how to run the Arch installer. Cool, cool, cool. Let's see who's doing this out of curiosity. So let's install Arch. Oh, nice. Okay, cool, perfect. I wish I had gone from that actually, because I like a good video. Okay, so once Arch has been installed, pick reboot, log in with the user you just set up, and now you're ready to install Omarchy by running this command. Cool, cool, cool. It'll first ask you to sudo, then shortly after, it'll ask you your name and email address. Those credentials are used to pre-configure Git. Oh, cool, perfect. That's nice. That's something I always forget to do on a new system. And set for auto expansion on caps lock space email and caps lock space N for name. After that, it will run by itself for about 5 to 30 minutes. This could take a minute, depending on the speed of your internet connection. When it's all done, it'll ask you for permissions to boot the system. Now you're running Omarchy. Okay, cool. All right, so this is still doing its thing on the kind of setup side. So curious if there's any questions so far. Is anyone following along? How are we doing? Is there anything that we should look at or watch? Or are we gonna talk about Homer mods on the ZSA Voyager? I'm just gonna pull that up. Why not? What is it? Oryx ZSA. Actually, this is actually a good. It's actually something that is like part of what made me like really throw in the towel this week on my Mac config, and yeah. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I have like a lot of chaos going on here, but I recently kind of committed to Homero mods, and I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It's a little bit of a teaser for my brain, but I've just completely destroyed my muscle memory over the last like couple of years anyway. So yeah, so Homero mods are pretty fun. All of these characters become holds, or gain a hold, which become a modifier, which is I've come to really like. I have some funniness going on here where anything below, so we have what Command, Option, Control, and Shift. The characters below those are basically this character plus Shift as a shortcut, and all those, so Option Shift, Control Shift, and then I have Meh and Hyper, which Meh is a combination of all of these to the right, and Hyper is a combination of all of them. I've really enjoyed this setup. It's been it's been really good. There's no extra keys for characters on this particular board. So I have a left hand and a right hand navigation system that are triggered by these holds on the kind of first thumb key. I've been liking this setup a lot. So I can use these modifiers in addition to the kind of thumb layout. It's been good. It's been good. A very, very heavy home row kind of plus these fingers. Yeah. Okay, cool. Also, page up and page down, home and end. I've just never used those keys as like a Mac user, and I really, I really like them. They're incredibly useful. Okay, looks like we are able to go back. Okay, I think you should be able to hear me. If not, I apologize. Let me know. Okay, so installation completed. What would you like to do next? Exit Arch install, reboot system. I believe the instructions were to reboot system. Let me go back over. Okay, pick reboot. Yes. Okay, so we're gonna go down, reboot system, and see what happens. You're gonna get these bars from my scuffed capture card. It's like a, I don't know, $10 capture card on Amazon, which is funny. It works better than my, okay, so Arch Linux fallback. Okay, cool, perfect. It works better than my Elgato Camlink, which is terrible. But I would love an actual capture card, because right now can't find it. Right now I have this silly thing going on where I'm like splitting the HDMI signal, which doesn't actually seem to be working right now. Okay. Okay, so I'm typing in my password. It looks like it's just bars right now. So I'm typing in my password. Um, oh, it was supposed to be a passphrase. Okay, interesting. Um, it looks like it's not connecting. Okay, I'm gonna pull my face back up for a second. Um, I'm seeing things on screen, even though it's still bars over here. So I don't know if that's like not exactly sure why that is. I might have to unplug this or reset it or something. Okay, so I'm getting an error. Arch Linux 6.16.01 Bluetooth HCI 0 failed to read MSFT supported features. KKK. Cannot probe codecs, giving up. And then I just have a blinking line. I'm not sure if it's waiting for me on something. Log in with the user you just created, and now you're ready to install. Okay, so I guess I need to log in with, yeah. Okay, cool. Let me try unplugging this and seeing if it works. So remove. Because I am seeing things and I don't know if I need to log in first to start seeing them again or what. Okay, cool. Perfect. It was just hung up. Okay. Okay, so it looks like we're logged in. And now I just need to run this command. I can't copy and paste it, so you'll have to watch me suffer through on this keyboard. That looks like a 0. Yes. Capital O, not 0. Okay, cool. https://omarchy.org/install bash. Okay, that's not going to work. wget -q letter O, capital O, dash https ://omarchy.org/install and pipe to bash. Hey, there we go. Okay, Omarchy, we trust you have received the usual lecture from the local system administrator. It usually boils down to these 3 things: respect the privacy of others, think before you type. With great power comes great responsibility. For security reasons, the password you type will not be visible. Okay. All right. We're receiving objects. Installation is happening. GPG is GPGing. Okay, nice. Let's install Omarchy. I must have a fast internet connection because that was pretty quick. Okay, enter your full name. Michael Chan. Actually, you know what? Oh, yeah. This is for Git. I actually appreciate that the instructions say what it's for because I know that I need it to be a certain way. Can't get too fancy. Okay, mijoch@gmail.com. Enter submit. All right, more things are happening. compiling. More and more compiling. Riveting stuff. Okay, we're going to talk about keyboard layouts again. So I have a couple other things right now. So it's just I'm obsessed with this keyboard setup right now. So I have this layer that I use under the second thumb, which I have a switch layer, which allows me to tap to uh, the various layers. I have my main layer. I have um, 4 is my gaming layer, which is effectively just um, like a fairly traditional QWERTY layout mapped over this machine. I found that it was useful to just have from the keyboard a QWERTY layer. Especially in Linux, things got confused when I was trying to between like a soft layer and a physical layer for keyboards. So I have a gaming layer which has everything that I need, and kind of a F layer under space hold. And then I have a mouse layer that I've been playing with for the handful of times where I just need something kind of like quick from a mouse. Um, like a right click. That's something that I can't seem to reproduce when I have a file selected, at least on a Mac. So yeah, kind of a fun little setup. Yeah, anyone have like weird keyboard setups that they're running right now? I'm always fascinated by this stuff. Okay. Now that we are kind of running this part, we understand this. There is a bare mode, so without almost any pre-installed applications. So if you're purist and want to install the GUI applications by yourself, you can do that. That probably would have been a good idea for this stream because it wouldn't have had to download so much. But I'm looking for the whole experience, so I'm good with waiting. Okay, let's jump into navigation. Even though we can't test it yet, let's get an idea of what this what this looks like. So everything in Omarchy happens via the keyboard layout. Actually, let me put this add this to screen, and you can scream at me if you see it finish. Everything in Omarchy happens via the keyboard. Everything. When the system first starts, you literally can't do anything with the mouse alone, but you can hit super space to reveal the Walker application launcher and super alt space to open the main Omarchy menu. These two commands allow you to do just about everything. Oh shoot, my computer is low on power. There we go. These commands allow you to do just about everything, but Walker is not intended to be the main way to operate the system most of the time. We can get faster than that. All the most important applications are bound directly to individual hotkeys. You start the browser with Super B and the terminal with Super plus return. Try doing one after the other, and you'll see the magic of Hyperland's tiling in action. Now, this is actually something that I'm really interested to see if I will like. These just using Super feels very underqualified for me, and I can show. Let's see, and that might just be because I've spent so much time on a Mac, and there's so much congestion around various keyboard shortcuts. If I go into settings for Raycast, I use the N key to launch all of my applications. So for me, I'm having that experience of like kind of like an application layer, if you will, um, that we're getting using Super in Omarchy. Now, obviously, like command enter would be like, open a file or something like that in certain contexts. On a Mac, command B is, bold depending on, which context. So like super is like a very contextual in a lot of places. Obviously on Linux, a lot of that's going to be under Alt and Control. So it seems like it's probably freed up to be kind of that user layer. Really curious to see how this works out in practice for me, for my this guy. Okay, so trying doing one after. Okay, so we already talked about that. It's gonna like tile these in, which is super cool. I played a little bit with Arch in my Unix or Hyperland in my Unix setup. Not a ton though. You can then hit Super J to stack them horizontally instead of vertically. I would love an explanation on why J for this keyboard shortcut, but maybe that will become evident later. Super J again returns them to horizontal positions, then try Super Shift arrow right while on the browser to swap the windows. So if we hit Super Shift right arrow, it'll move them, I think. Now try T to start the activity monitor, and then Super F to open the file manager. You'll have a neat four-way setup. This is nice that it has a little visual file manager in there. I didn't know how this would work in Hyperland. In Nix, I was using the desktop environment. What was it? There's KDE, which I wasn't using. GNOME. I was using GNOME. And this looks very gnomey, so curious how that intersects. Let me know if you know. Okay, you navigate between the window. You want to be active with the super arrow. So super, and then the arrows will get us to move around. Pick which window we want. If you hit Super Shift 2, you'll move the current focus application onto the second workspace. Super plus Shift plus 1 moves it back. Okay, so I think workspaces are visible up in the top left corner. If you hold down Super and use the mouse to click on a window, you'll be able to rearrange where it sits. If you hold Super and use the right button on the mouse, you can freely resize the window. Interesting. You close a window with Super W, which will absolutely be easy for me coming from a Mac. And you can turn a window free floating with Super V. And again, to return to the tile, V, why V? Are these just like defaults, Hyperland defaults? Okay. It takes a little while to get used to navigating your desktop like this, but once you do, it'll be hard to go back to a traditional mouse-driven desktop experience. Yes, I completely agree with that. Okay, cool. So we're getting into themes. Let's see how our thing is doing. It looks like it's still running. Yeah, entering fake root environment, where we're at right now. We're seeing cleaning up, so maybe we're getting close. Okay, so this is actually something that I'm very excited about. So when we're talking about themes, this is something I is one of the reasons that I hate racing. It's so annoying to me. But I do like something that looks nice. I just would never spend my time doing it. So I love that there's a big thriving theme community around ricing Omarchy. That makes me happy. So Omarchy comes with 11 beautiful themes. You can select between the themes using Super Control Shift Space or under Style Theme with the Omarchy menu under Super Alt Space. Each theme styles the desktop, terminal, NeoVim, BTop. Okay, all of these things. And I think I heard that they have like a themable Chromium now, which is very cool. Okay. All right. So I know I'm a big fan of Tokyo Night. I've always loved Tokyo Night. Let's see. We got Cat Puccine. Is that how we pronounce that? Cat Puccine. We have Everforest. That looks nice. Not gonna lie. Grovebox, not for me. Osaka Jade, also not for me. I something about green in terminal UIs is a little bit tricky for me. Osaka Jade looks nice. I like the background of that one. That one's cool. Nord, nice. Matte Black looks pretty good. I do love these like sunburn ones, Ristretto. And this is a nice white. I like that a lot. I can't remember. There's a white theme that I like, and I can't remember what it's called. But it looks very similar to this with the pastels over the super bright colors. Okay, and then there's instructions for making your own theme. All right, it looks like the install was done and it's restarting. So let's go back to the previous page and see what we can get. Oh, okay, cool. Good to know. Ronan said this is the GNOME package manager. Okay, cool. Perfect. That's great. Thank you. It looks like it, but I'm kind of like unfamiliar with a lot of these things, so it looked like it, but I didn't know. Nautilus. Let's see. Okay, cool. So let's put. All right. Hopefully you can still hear me. If not, let me know. All right. So this looks super cool, by the way. I just the the attention to detail on the way that this looks is great. It's sending me. I think I typed it in right. Maybe I just have to type it 2 times the first time. Unsure. My understanding is that when it encrypts the drive, it auto logs me in, but I assume I have to log in the first time. Okay, cool. Wow. I'm actually surprised at how well this has gone. Yes, very surprised at how well this has gone. Okay, so we do have a mouse. There's not a lot that we can do with the mouse. We can change workspaces. It's a very, I think this is native 1440p. So it first order of business is probably changing the size so we can see what we're doing. Okay. All right. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. So Super W, I believe, closes these, right? So let's get back to our keyboard shortcuts. Let's see, navigation. Okay, I won't be able to show this on screen, but this is what we got. So what we want to run first is, okay, so we can open a browser, right? With Super B. Okay, cool, perfect. Super W closes that. We can do Super B to open a browser and Super Enter to open a terminal. Cool. Awesome, awesome. And then close. Okay, cool. Now, if we open a browser and a terminal, the browser opens kind of slow. Interesting. I mean, I guess that makes sense. I mean, the browser always opens slow. It's just kind of exacerbated when everything else is like the UI is presenting super fast. Um, okay, cool. So this is looking good. Now, now that we have two windows, I think we were learning that we can do Command J. Yes, Command J will toggle this, and then what was it? Or sorry, Super V will pull it out into a freestanding. And then if we do super, we can move. Yes, okay. And then right, oh, interesting. So right allows us to, so I'm using super and the right arrow to adjust the size of this. That is nice. Also love this highlight on hover effect. Okay, cool, perfect. Okay, so understanding that a little bit, Super J, okay, Super T was the activity monitor. Okay, cool, which we can close. And Super F is the finder. Nice. This is themed differently than kind of stock, which is interesting. That one actually has invocation not responding. Okay, Gnome Nautilus, nice, is not responding. Wait, wonder why it's not responding. Weird. Doesn't like me. Okay. Let's see. So we have that. What's the equivalent of control, like alt delete? What's the process killer? Is it just is it this guy? The was it top? Do we kill processes using this? Or man, I'm such a noob. It's fine. Okay, super arrow. What do we get from super arrow? Oh, cool. We can just jump between. And then was it super shift arrow? No, super shift 2 moves it to the second workspace. I can move it along workspaces or move it back. That's nice. Perfect. Okay. Okay, cool. So we kind of went through those. So now if we do super control shift space, I can go through these layouts. I don't actually know which one this is. Is this Cappuccine? No, this is, let's see. Oh, it's italicized, the one that we are in. Rose Pine, cool. Now this one, man, this one's hating life right now. Can't even close it. Okay, cool, nice. What was it? Command or no, Control Shift Space, and let's put it back to Tokyo Night. I like that one. Okay, cool. So we've gone through the themes section. I feel like we kind of understand that. There was another way to do it with super control space. Oh, it just toggles through them. No. Oh, it toggles through the background. Got it. Okay, cool. For the alternate backgrounds. That's nice. Okay. We have a keyboard. Okay, I'm going to go back to the instructions real quick. Stage. Okay. So you can see the main menu binding by hitting Super K. Okay, let's try that. Super K. Okay, awesome. Okay, Alt print. I don't have a print key, so that'll be interesting. Alt tab. So Alt print does a screen record for a region. Alt tab will cycle to the next window. Okay, so there's a bunch of commands that we can get to through Super K, which is great. And it includes the keyboard shortcut. All right, like that a lot. Great. So that's our kind of key. Okay, so launchers, what do we have? So we have browser, we have a file manager, we have top, music through Spotify. I don't have a Spotify account, but it is what it is. See, super slash should bring up 1Password. Yes, super N brings up NeoVim. Okay, that's going to install some stuff. Let's see, super arrow to move around, right? And then super W to close stuff. Interesting. I'm having trouble getting to this right one over here. Oh, right. I'm using Vim L instead of the arrow key, which is not what is wanted or desired. Still can't close that guy. All right, we're gonna go back to here. I'm not sure if I did something wrong. It looks like NeoVim's working. Download. Oh, I missed that message. Okay. Whoa. Command line like that is wild. Okay, interesting. Okay, so we can open up NeoVim, great, or lazy NeoVim. Perfect. Find file. Not sure if it's indexing things or what. Okay, cool. Easy peasy. I'm not sure what I did on this guy. Great. Okay, cool. So that's ready to go. Let's see. We have a bunch of apps that I would have to like set up and log into. I'm not super into that for the moment, but this is great. I'm super curious. So there are apps that are like web apps, and it looks like I can open X with Command X or Super X. Sorry. Very nice. All right, we'll log into all these stuff later. It seems pretty boring to do now. Okay, so screen capture, we have print screen, shift print screen. Okay, cool. So that stuff I'll probably actually let's try it. Actually, I don't have a print screen button, so that's going to be a follow-up item. I'm going to have to add a print screen button on my keyboard. All right. What else we got? Command or super plus comma. What does super plus comma do? Dismiss latest notification. Command or shift super comma. Dismiss all notifications. Toggle silencing notifications. Okay, cool, perfect. Now I would like to know how we can change the display size. Okay, there's a bunch of NeoVim stuff. Okay. Okay. So, let's see. Let's get btop. I think we might be. I think we might be good. Kind of installed everything that we need to install. Environments. Okay. Amarchi. This is one thing that's interesting to me. Amarchi supports setting up whole host of development environments through the install development section of the Amarchi menu. Super alt space. Let's see. Super alt space. Okay. So that is, what is it? The Omarchi menu. You'll of course find Ruby on Rails, but also 3 major runtimes for JavaScript: Node.js, Bun, Dino, as well as PHP frameworks like Laravel and Symfony. Oh, and there's .NET, OCaml, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. The majority of these environments are managed by Mize. It's a tool that lets you install and run multiple versions of programming languages on the same machine. It's like RBEnv or RVM for Ruby or virtual env for Python, but it works for for a bunch of different environments. To install, say, Ruby 3, Ruby 3.3, you'd run Mize use global Ruby 3.3, which will both install Ruby 3.3 and set it as the global default. Or if your project has, okay, cool. Mize I will do it if there's a Ruby env file. Presumably same for other environments. Oh shoot, sorry, I missed this. Let's see. To close an app, super Q on Omarchi, but I always map it to super C, like the Hyperland default. Just got used to it. Okay, nice. Let's see. Display resize should be in the Hyperland config. Oh, okay, cool. That's actually a good point. I should find and open this Hyperland config. See, GitHub CLI, the GitHub CLI. Okay, so we already have, Hub comes pre-installed. That's awesome. Or whatever, GH used to be Hub, comes pre-installed. Okay, web apps, don't care about those. I want to know where this config is. Gaming, I'll probably just use my Windows Windows NVMe for that. Configuration, there we go. Configuration and dot files. Okay, so Amarchi is primarily configured through the so-called dot files that live in /config. Yes, super happy about this. I moved everything to /.config on my Mac a while ago and love it. Those are considered your files for those are considered your files for your changes. The files that live in local share Omarchi belong to Omarchi itself, and ideally shouldn't be, you ideally shouldn't be messing with those. If you need to change anything local share Omarchi in local share Omarchi, you should be overwriting the value in config instead. Okay, so this is our overwrite everything. Almost everything can be edited through setup config process through the Omarchi menu, super alt space. When you do it this way, any process that needs restarting after config edits automatically, edits automatically will be, okay, how did I get off base? When you do it this way, any process that needs restarting after config edits automatically will be after you quit the NeoVim editor. I think it's just a confusing sentence. Here's a list of key files in config and what they control. See, config, Hyperland config. Okay, cool. Now let's see, how do we, okay, so it said super alt space, which I think I actually just ran. So, whoops. Let's hide that. Let's get back to Okay, so what is it? Super alt space. Okay. Um, we have apps, learn, capture, toggle, style, setup, install, remove, update, about, and system. We need to go into setup. And actually, here, wait. I'm going to go into monitors first and see what it gives us. It bumped us. It put us into something. It looks like some kind of config. And we have a GDK scale. Sorry, this is so small. We're going to close that. I need to close this. Good Lord. It's all right. I'm just going to move this to, was it Command Shift 2 to move it to Workspace 2? Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, this is super small, but that's what we're trying to fix. C Hyperland config monitors, lists your monitors, etc. Optimized for Retina class 2x display. So GDK scale 2 preferred. Good compromise. Okay. Let's see. Monitors. Controls monitors, resolutions, and position. Controls your lock screen. Okay. So we're in our monitors config. If I'm reading it right, it looks like... Okay. I mean, if I put this to like 4, let's see, it doesn't change. Okay. Reading the instructions again. Almost everything. Okay, so when you do it this way, any process that needs to be restarted on write quit. Okay, so it looks like I need to quit it. That did not seem to do anything. So super alt space. Was it setup? Monitors. Maybe it doesn't like it with this particular monitor. Oh, it's entirely possible. Yeah, so because I'm using keep breathing like that. How was I breathing? Like, yeah. Yep. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking. I'm thinking part of the problem that I'm having right here, and maybe the reasons that it's not updating, is because I have this super scuffed setup where I have my PC is actually going into a powered HDMI splitter, and then that splitter is going into the monitor and the thing. But that splitter is like just hyper generic. It's like just, I think it only supports like 1080p. Unlike the monitor, which was, if it was plugged in, would allow me to configure it a little bit better. This is just a theory, but I have no way of really testing this until I like kind of dismantle it and plug it in the proper way. But I don't necessarily want to waste a bunch of time doing it the other way, and I'm not really set up to like have a capture of the physical screen right now. Um, so yeah, so that's I don't know, that's that. Let's see. Let's look into some other config stuff. See what we can change. Yeah, and so if it's nothing, we'll just kind of move on. This is a good amount of effort. This is what I wanted to do today, and we can kind of play with the other stuff another time. So we have, let's open up some of the other config files. Let's do it through the menu. I do like the idea of these auto updating. So was it setup config? We can open up our Hyperland config. Interesting. So what are we seeing right here? So Hyperland. Okay, so it looks like it's using a bunch of, it's just kind of sourcing these from that protected Omarchy share drive that we're not supposed to touch, and then maybe overriding it with some of my config, which is nice. Cool. Something that'll be useful. Oh, that window finally. Oh no, I'm. It's like that window finally closed, but no, it's just open over here on Space One. Let's see. What are we gonna do? I need to open a window real quick. Just get some airflow. My brain is starting to fall apart. Okay, so setup. Bindings. Okay, so key bindings. Again, sorry for the size here. Yeah, KVM switch. I don't have a KVM switch. I mean, I guess technically I do. I have one of these like Cal Digit things. I don't know if that technically qualifies. I think probably I could use it that way. I haven't, but I don't know. I don't have any of this stuff set up that way. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so we have. Okay, so bind super return opens a terminal. Looks like we have some aliases. So terminal UWSM app alacrity. Curious what this UWSM thing is. App Chromium. I'm assuming it's a web app related. Oh no, it's not. Interesting. Okay. Chromium, new window, Wayland, web app, browser, app. Okay, fascinating. So web app is this browser plus the app argument. Okay. Bind, super, return, terminal, exec, terminal. Okay, cool. So all this stuff is configurable. We can open up web apps, which is really nice. Seeing like was it Grok and Hey. I mean, presumably I will change these out because I am not using Hey. Not against it. I just don't. It would honestly probably be a really nice way to like de-Google some of my life by using Hey, but it's what it is. Okay. Let's see. What else do we want to config? Oh, okay. So we did monitors. We opened up the key bindings file, and this is just bindings config. Setup. We kind of played with monitors, but we're not sure that it's right. Shit might be getting in the way. I wanted to configure the top bar, or Waybar or whatever it's called. Setup. Is that the right thing? Or is that in style? Should be setup. Bluetooth, power profile, monitors, key bindings, input, config. Waybar. There we go. Okay. Whoa, that's a lot of stuff. Okay, so, and again, sorry, this is so small. I think next time I could theoretically just stream from this machine, which will be a much nicer experience for everybody. Okay, so reload style on change true, layered top. So it looks like we can move this around. Hyperland workspaces, custom Omarchi menu. Okay, cool. That's interesting. We have Pulse Audio, but I thought we were supposed to select the other one. Maybe I'm just mistaken on that, and we did select Pulse. But yeah. Okay, there's also a, let's see, let's look at some of this other config. Setup, config. Okay, so I'm gonna read these. So Hyperdal controls your idle sleep settings. Okay. Oh, hyper idle. Hyperdal. Hyper idle controls sleep settings. Actually, I'm gonna switch layouts again. Okay. So Hyperland config controls key bindings, default apps, and everything in Hyperland. Monitors. Now, I'm not sure this is true anymore because the file is bindings, but maybe this is just out of date. It's config hyper bindings. Monitors controls your monitor resolution and position. Hyper idle sleep options. Hyper lock config controls your lock screen, but this is symlinked to the theme for styling. Waybar controls your waybar. Okay, so we opened that up. Waybar styles controls the top. Okay, cool. Walker config toml controls your launcher that runs with Walker. Now, I actually don't remember how we open up Walker. Let's see. Alacrity controls your terminal, defines quick access emojis, and name, email autocomplete. Okay, cool. Xcompose. Let's. Oops. Let's open up Xcompose. Oh yeah, so that was using my identification. Multi-key space N. Interesting. So I guess these can also be used for like quick compose, like shortcuts. Is that right? Find quick access emoji and name autocomplete. Oh, that is nice. Okay, cool. What was the, oh, so super shift space. What was, oh, okay, cool. So, okay, command option space brings up the Omarchi menu, which is like a system menu. Wrong layout again. Okay, so command option space brings up the system menu for Omarchi, and was it command space brings up the application launcher, which is cool. And so everything that's installed, we have access to through this application launcher. LibreOffice calculator. Nice. Or not calculations, not calculator. Okay, cool. Great. Okay, what else? I want to just maybe get through. Okay, so changing. Okay, cool. Fonts. Don't necessarily care a ton about fonts. Marcia uses Cascadia Mono Nerd Font as both the terminal and system font by default. Sure, it's fine. I think I generally prefer JetBrains Mono, but I'm absolutely willing to give that this one a try. Monitors. Marcia assumes you're running on a 2x capable Retina class display by default. Now, I think this is where my setup becomes problematic because this little dongle that I have is very much, it's like a fixed 1080p. So this is what you need to get those nice crisp programming fonts. It's what laptops like for like the framework. Okay, cool. So if you're not running a display with PPI of 218 or above, you'll want to change the monitor settings, for example. Okay. It is nice that they have monitor settings. I do think that the scale is set correctly. I just got to plug it in directly. After you've made those changes, you'll have to relaunch Hyperland by hitting Super Escape. That is an important one. So relaunch Hyperland. I'm going to hit that right now. Super Escape. And we can just relaunch. Nice. That probably would have come in handy when I was struggling with the find. Actually, it looks like it did. It looks like it fixed that. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So relaunch. Nice. Just know that it's running Linux on a low resolution displays and using fractional scaling that's given the platform a bad reputation for fussy fonts. It's an entirely self-inflicted situation. This is so THH. I love it. With a Retina class display of 218 PPI plus and 2x scaling, your fonts will look every bit as great on Linux as they would on the Mac, if not better, because no artificial font smoothing above what the font designer intended is applied. This is the most THH sentence I've ever read. Arranging multiple screens. I don't need to do that. I don't like multiple screens. Actually, I might need to do it for streaming, etc. Hyperland lets you configure all of your inputs to great detail, trackpad, etc. Oh, cool. I don't have this capability for fingerprint or biometric authentication right now, but good to know. Backgrounds, don't care a ton. Omarchi ships with completely minimal prompt by default. It's just an arrow. That's how I like to keep my prompt. Oh, cool. Perfect. Yes. Great. Perfect. Update. Okay, so this is very much interesting to me. Omarchi is intended as a starting point for you to build your own ideal environment. So many of the config files are generated directly, and you're invited to tweak them. But there are also pointers into Omarchi's defaults that you can update from time to time to get the latest through Update Omarchi in the Omarchi menu. So I'm actually going to run that right now. Ooh. Whoa. I hit the wrong keyboard. Okay, Omarchi menu, we'll type update, update Omarchi, update config, update themes, update time zone. We're going to say update Omarchi. See what that does. Enter your password. I can see now why they call it Pac-Man, because it does the like little eating the dots thing. That's fun. Or I assume that's Pac-Man and not Yay. Who knows? New Linux kernel requires a reboot. Are you ready? Yes. Okay. New Linux kernel. Crazy, crazy. This basically pulls the latest from, okay, so where were we? Okay, but there are also pointers into Omarchi's defaults that you can update from time to time to get the latest and update on Omarchi. I think we said that already. This basically just pulls the latest from the Git checkout of Omarchi that lives in local share Omarchi. But if there are major updates in the future, it'll also do migration from where you are to the latest. And finally, it'll update all packages using yay -syu, which you can also just run on its own. When new releases are made, a circle arrow icon will appear to the right of the clock. Click it and update the process, and the update process will start. Okay. We'll see if I have to do that double password entry thing again, or if it will just assume it's me this time. You can still install any of these themes by copying the GitHub URL and selecting install style theme via Omarchi menu super alt space. Let's try this. Super alt space. If you want to remove install style. Oops, keep doing that. Style themes. Remove it again. Just use remove style theme and select it there. Oh, Ash is sick. Oh, I need a GitHub URL. Damn, hot damn. Oh, Dracula. Zeno, I love you. Okay, I have to have at least one monochrome in there, and that one looks so sick. Okay, let's see, where was this? Let's try this. HTTPS. Oh, wait. I'm gonna have to type in this whole URL because I can't copy and paste. github.com/bjarneo/omarchi ash theme. Hopefully I got that. Oh my god. That looks so good. I freaking love it. I love it. Oh my gosh. It's so good. Oh man. All right. Let's see. So we have extra themes. Let's see how much more of this book we have. Making your own theme. Not that this is what I'm trying to avoid. The rest, troubleshooting. Okay, cool. So we have a bunch of stuff. Again, I also have an NVIDIA card, and NVIDIA cards are like just Linux hates NVIDIA cards. So awesome. Perfect. This is great. All right. I'm going to call this. This was fun. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you also for your suggestions, Ronan. And let's see, Ronan, Jack Sparrow, Florian. Thanks for kind of helping me learn some of this stuff. Yes. I feel accomplished. I feel like we did something today, which makes me happy. I have had this machine with this Linux setup, and it's just been very overwhelming trying to get like a setup that looks cool and I enjoy using. And so I'm excited to kind of get into some programmery stuff on here. But yeah, I'll try and make some more videos about this, maybe stream when I have like a next thing that I want to accomplish. But today I really just wanted to focus on setup, make some videos on how I'm using it. But yeah, let me know if you think there's something you'd like to see and how it works. And yeah, Anyway, that's it. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you next time. Bye.